clubs in the standings. The Penguins look to extend their 1-point lead over the Washington Capitals in the Metro, while the Oilers, they look to secure home ice advantage in round one with a win tonight. We're live at the PPG Paints Arena here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, teeing you up for tonight's action as I'm pleased to welcome you to the Oilers TV live pregame show. I'm your host, Tony Brown. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday morning. Tonight marks the final road game of the regular season for the Oilers. We talked to defenseman Cody Ceci, center Connor McDavid, and head coach Jay Woodcroft as we tee them up right now.
Here, I suppose.
Yeah, I saw Sid the other night, but
Oh, yeah, good.
I didn't get to see any of the other guys yet. See them tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you're only here in a spot for a year, does it seem like it's not like you played 5 years or anything here. It's like a quick whistle stop through and when you're going somewhere else, or what are your memories when you played here?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it wasn't here. Didn't spend a whole lot of time here. It was even a shortened season, so it's only 50 some odd games. But I did really enjoy my time here and playing for this organization, and helped me get my career back on track.
Who did you play with as a partner most of the time?
I played a lot with Matheson last year. He was a great player and really enjoyed playing with him. He's a versatile D-man.
So when you're actually trying to check Crosby, and then when you're on the same team as Crosby, what are the differences? I mean, do you see some stuff when he's actually on your team? You go, oh man, he's a little different than I thought. He would only play him a couple of times a year.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a special player, and you got to be aware of when he's on the ice. But at this point in my career, I've played with and against and all sorts of talent all across the league. So I feel like at this point, I usually know a few guys on each team.
What makes him special even as he's 34 years old?
He's still putting up numbers. I mean, it's his hockey sense. He's still fast. He takes care of himself, and he still plays the game at such a high level. So I don't think he's lost a step at all.
I want to ask you about choosing Edmonton last summer. Guys that have been around Edmonton for a long time. Most free agents, Edmonton goes after when they choose somewhere else. Edmonton is not the premier destination among the NHLPA, but you picked there and you signed for 4 years. What were the factors for you?
The biggest factors were just the talent on the team, the young guys, and between Connor and Leon having a couple of the best players in their prime, just getting a chance to play with them. That if we do things right, that we should have a chance to make the playoffs and hopefully go on a deep run.
There wasn't, what has scared people away, of course, is the weather, the distance from family, all those things. Why didn't those things scare you away?
It's definitely cold, but I grew up in Ottawa. It's also pretty cold. I think Edmonton's a little bit colder, and it hasn't really scared away my family. They've come out quite a bit and supported me, and I've had friends come out, and it is what it is, but they've still found a way to come out and enjoy their time in Edmonton.
And Hyman is the other guy that came and signed on long term. I guess just a synopsis from you. What are the things that Hyman does that sort of he's changed his team a little bit? He's brought some stuff here. What are those things, do you think?
Yeah, I think his work ethic is pretty contagious, especially up front. The way he holds on to pucks, works hard every single night. I think it forces other guys to follow in his footsteps, and that's what I think we needed as a team.
Cody, when you were here, this may seem a little weird, but one thing you did really well was I was telling these guys in transition, you had that knack of being in the right spot in the neutral zone on the weak side when you'd come out of your own end. Your timing and arriving in that spot to take that pass that kept the play flowing through the neutral zone was really good. Is that something you concentrated on, or you think that it just was a natural thing, or what?
I think a little bit of both. I think at first it came kind of natural, and then I realized how important it was to be available on that weak side, and that's where most of the ice is, I find. So I try and stay available on the other side as much as I can, and our forwards start looking over there a little more instead of just jamming it up the strong side.
Cody, you guys are without an important teammate of yours and your usual partner, Darnell Nurse. Just talk about the challenge that kind of comes with that and how everyone on that defensive core kind of has to step up here a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're all just looking to step up and get one of these games to lock up home ice. I think that'd be important for us as we've been playing pretty well at home. He's obviously a big part of the team, so yeah, we're just trying to fill in, but at the same time, we want him ready for playoffs.
I know you're getting ready for a game, you have your routine and all this stuff, but I know we, as media and fans, get caught up in McDavid versus Crosby. Do you look forward to a matchup like that, watching two generational talents kind of face off?
Yeah, I mean, I missed the first time we played the Penguins this year. I was out with COVID at the time, and so I didn't really get a chance to see it live, but it'll be fun to watch him go at it tonight.
Does the fact that Sid works so hard, does that rub off on the other players on the team? Saying, this is one of the greatest players in the world. If he works that hard every day, then I better work that hard as well.
Yeah, definitely, and I got to see it firsthand last year. Just any practice or any time we were on the ice, he was always working hard and pushing guys to work hard as well and stay after and work on things. So that's definitely something I picked up from him.
Staying on afterwards to work on things is a good tutorial thing for other players too. If the greatest players,
yeah, for sure. I mean,
should too.
Yeah, he kept the whole decor out there. We were always shooting pucks, and their line was always in front, tipping pucks and banging in rebounds. So, yeah, I mean, we learned a lot from him.
Different types of players, but do you see similarities between McDavid and Crosby?
Yeah, just the way they can take over a game and control the whole game as one player is it's always impressive when one guy can do that.
What makes Gunsel so good?
I think he works with Sid really well. He's always in good spots. He's a smart hockey player, and he can finish as well. So I think he's always around the net, putting the puck in the net, and seems to work well with Sid.
So you'll be watching him tonight?
Yeah, I think I'll see a little bit of them, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tony.
Connor, I just want to talk about yesterday's practice a little bit because 2 weeks ago you guys lost in Minnesota, yet had a pretty fun but still very hard practice in Nashville the next day. And it seemed like yesterday was eerily reminiscent. Do you guys kind of feel like you guys are better off at shaking things off and getting back into the right mindset when you guys need to?
I mean, yeah. Obviously didn't like our game in Columbus. I thought we, generated enough chances to win, but didn't find a way to bury them. I thought yesterday's practice was good. I thought we got up and down the ice good and got ourselves ready to go today.
Obviously in 87's building tonight. How much do you still look forward to facing off your childhood idol there?
Yeah, I always look forward to these matchups. It's fun to test yourself against someone like Sid.
How often when you were playing junior in Erie would you get to Pittsburgh to watch the Penguins play?
I think we got to, over the course of 3 years, I think maybe we were at 4 or 5 games or something like that.
So, were you watching the game or were you just watching Sydney?
I mean, yeah, you're watching the game, but he's obviously a big part of that game. Whenever he's playing. So, yeah.
What did you pick up as an 18-year-old watching him play, or a 17-year-old?
Not a ton. Just more of a fan at that point.
Yeah, like people say, you can't tell your son, hey, play like Crosby or play like Connor, because that's a pretty tall order. But are there things in his game that you learn, or maybe things about the way he carries himself, or those sorts of things?
Yeah, definitely. In his game, I would say he's just so strong down low on both ends of the rink. Offensively, he can play with guys on his back and make plays, kind of behind the net or in those high traffic areas, and obviously in his own zone, he's solid and makes it tough on the other guys. So he's just real hard down low.
So much focus on, obviously the matchup, but Wayne Gretzky has spoken about what it meant for him to play with Mario Lemieux representing Canada. one day. Would you like that opportunity, maybe with the World Cup down the road, to get that chance to be maybe on the same line or on the same team with Sydney in an event?
Yeah, for sure. It's unfortunate that it hasn't worked out, this far, but definitely was looking forward to that in February, and obviously that didn't happen. And the focus shifts now to getting something done to make that happen. In the near future here.
Is that sometimes the problem with the league? It's an Eastern Conference and Western Conference. You only play a guy twice. It was the same thing when Wayne played. He hardly ever played against Mario. So do the games get magnified when you actually play against somebody once or twice a year, as opposed to like playing Calgary, Edmonton, or whatever it is?
Yeah. It's like I said, it's fun to play against it. It's fun to play against their whole team. They're a group, and a core group of guys that have had so much success in this league and have done everything that we want to do. So it's always fun to test ourselves.
Connor, do you remember when you came down here to Pittsburgh from Erie? I think went in the locker room, that's it after the game and all that. It was a long time ago, but I wonder if you still remember that.
Yeah, for sure. Still remember that. That was a great experience, and something I'll never forget for sure. It was a special night for me, and like I said, something I'll never forget.
How old were you?
I think it would have been my second year in Erie, so it would have been 16 or 17.
So do you go in as a hockey player or as a fan?
Maybe a little more as a fan. Still 16 years old. So yeah.
You may have said, but where were you when the golden goal was scored? What are your memories of that?
Yeah, I think we had a game in the afternoon or something like that. Minor hockey game, obviously, and I think we just went back to one of our teammates' house, and he had a little party for the game, and just remember the excitement in the room, and when that goal went in.
Were you already at the point of like trying to envision yourself doing something like that, or were you kind of more the fan?
I think you're always dreaming of scoring a goal like that, as a Canadian kid, and you got to live that out, which is pretty special.
Back to one about Zach Hyman. This isn't a town that great players come to as free agencies. Edmonton, as free agents, oftentimes they go somewhere else. He comes here and he's. I guess I want to ask you. I can see what he does on the ice. I think. What has he done for your team, sort of off the ice, and just the guy he is?
Yeah, I mean, he's first and foremost, he's just such a good guy. He's just got such a great personality, and he's so positive. He brings lots of energy to the rink every single day. And he's helped a ton. Obviously, on the ice, his game speaks for itself, and touches all aspects of our game. And off the ice, like I said, he just brings a lot of energy and a lot of positive energy.
Evander Kane also chose to come to your team. Could you have envisioned it going any better than it has? I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, but it's been a great fit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. On the ice again, you talk about the numbers are there. He's playing well, scoring goals. But numbers aside, he's playing physical. He's playing the right way, defending well. And off the ice, he's been a great teammate. So. Can't say enough good things.
Let us in on your good friend Darnell Nurse. I'm sure you've talked to him quite often. He will be ready for the playoffs, right?
I definitely expect that. But I obviously don't want to put a timeline on him or anything like that. But just knowing Nursey, I'm sure he's going to get himself up and going.
I mean, you probably watched the thing, and is that somehow injuries happen like that? It seemed like a nothing play. Nothing. He wasn't getting around the boards. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, injuries are, they come in all different shapes and sizes, and they come in all different ways. So, obviously, just kind of a weird play, and obviously something just happened there, and but I'm sure he'll be all right.
Just to piggyback off that, how much do you guys have to step up in his absence, just because he's such a minute muncher on the back end and plays in all situations?
Yeah, I mean, he's such a big part of our team. On the back end there, he plays so many minutes, and he plays so hard, and he gets up and down the rink, and he's such a force out there. So we definitely miss him when he's not in our lineup, and we'll see him back soon.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has kind of taken on a less glamorous role at the third line center. How has that changed the dynamic of your team and maybe helped round it out a little bit?
Yeah, I think I think that third line's been amazing for us, and they're a huge part of our group. Seeing what Nuge has done and that entire line, it's a pretty cool thing. definitely make our team give us a little bit of a different look and definitely make us better. That's for sure. So Nuge playing great, and maybe the numbers don't suggest that, but he's definitely playing well.
Thanks, Connor.
Jay, wanted to ask you about the tandem of McDavid and Kane. The right side has shifted a little bit with some other players, but those two have almost been consistently playing together. What's the synergy between them, and why do they work so well as a tandem?
Well, I think Connor has unbelievable speed through the middle of the rink. He transports the puck on the cycle. He cuts it back quickly. And I think Kane has power forward skill set. He plays in straight lines. He has really good habits as a hockey player. He goes hard to the net. He stops. He doesn't go past scoring areas. I think he's physical. I think he gets Connor the puck. And I think with Evander, I just think he has very good habits as a hockey player, not only going to the offensive zone, but working his way back to his defensive zone as well. And I think over the last 6 weeks, we've started to introduce both those guys on the penalty kill, and they've been a good pairing on our penalty kill as well.
When people describe Evander Kane, they talk about his shot, his physical prowess, and all that stuff, but not often is his hockey IQ brought up. He always seems to find himself in the right position on the ice.
Yeah, I think the success he's had as a player is not by accident. He goes to areas where he knows the puck is going to go to. He does work for other people. He understands the defensive side of the game, and his pairing with Connor, I just think it works. There's a chemistry there.
Some coaches won't put their best guy on the PK because I guess they would say if you're playing PK, you got to block shots. Your thoughts on putting Connor on there?
Well, my thoughts are that those two players, when they go out on the penalty kill, and they don't go out on every penalty kill, typically it's usually at the back end of one, but when they're on the ice, forces the other team to think about something. And I think Evander, and just in my recent memory, scored a couple goals. One was in Dallas, one was at home, shorthanded. And the other side benefit of having players of that caliber on the kill, and I said this yesterday about Leon, is that they think like the players on the ice in that situation. So they have an understanding of where plays are made and how to defend that. So, we don't want them necessarily starting every kill or playing huge minutes on the penalty kill, but I think introducing them on the kill has led to some of the good numbers that you've seen over the last 6 weeks or so.
What was that conversation like with Connor when you broached it with him? Like, it must have been, he hasn't done it in a long time.
I'm gonna give you a secret.
Okay.
Is that sometimes I just do it without talking about it. No, but sometimes you're on the bench, and the less you have to think about stuff, and you just go out there and do it. He's such a intelligent person that he's in every penalty kill meeting. He's paying attention, and there are times when without pre-informing, you just do it on the bench, and they've gone out and they've done a really good job.
So when you don't get Sidney playing against Connor very often, the same when Gretzky and Lemieux, other conferences, do you, as a coach, do you watch Sidney film of him and other games and say, he's still a pretty darn good player, and he's 34 years old?
Yeah, I would say he's an excellent hockey player. I had the good pleasure of being on the coaching staff of the 2015 World Championship team that went undefeated, and Sidney was the captain of that team. So I have a good understanding of his capabilities. He's somebody like our leadership group that has his value system in the right place in terms of he's driven to win, and does a lot of really good things on the ice, very similar to some of our top forwards.
You've seen this matchup a few times, but not for a while. Does it have any meaning to you as a coach to see these two guys go up against each other?
I think for both fan bases, it's a really good exciting thing. I think both teams are in playoff position. But both teams are trying to refine their team games. We're both coming off of losses, and there's 2 points available tonight, and that's what we're working towards.
You talked about losses. How would you assess, since you've come here in February, how your team has bounced back after losses so far this season?
Yeah, well, and when I say that, sometimes we did a lot of good things in that game in Columbus, so we can't lose track of that. The result was what the result was. We'd like to have a few moments back in the third period. We generated a lot. We certainly could have been sharper finishing some of our chances, but we did a lot of good things. I think what we're looking to do is continue to grow our game and refine it and take a step by performing versus a really good Pittsburgh Penguins team. This is an excellent hockey team. You look at their lineup, they're deep at every position, and I'm sure they're looking at us in the same way.
So can you affirm that Darnell will be out for the rest of the regular season?
No, I think yesterday I said that right now that he wasn't coming on our trip, and he didn't come on our trip, and we'll see how he is when we get back to Edmonton, and take it one day at a time with him.
Anything on Boyarvi?
He's feeling better, skating today. He's going to skate tomorrow, and he seems to have recovered from his illness.
Good chance he gets a game or two.
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, but we'll see how he is when very similar. We'll see how he is when we see his eyeballs tomorrow.
So what would be the plus of even getting Darnell in the game before the playoffs? Why? I mean, if he's not,
If he's healthy and can do it, why would you do it?
Yeah, like for me, like we're worried about tonight's game, and I haven't even seen Darnell in person since we came on the strip. So we'll see where he's at tomorrow, and we're not going to rush anybody, and we're not going to, just like we're not going to overplay anybody down the stretch. So we'll see where he's at tomorrow when we see his eyeballs.
Smith will go in net tonight. Yeah. Good. Thanks.
Thank you.